Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, thank you and welcome. But if you're a returning subscriber, celebrations. So today, I didn't want to make this video, but then I realized life does not wait for anyone and time does not wait for anyone. So I'm going to make this video and you'll understand why I didn't want to make this video as I continue talking. So yeah, stick around. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about grief. This is a plea to grief. I'm calling her grief because if I call her by her real name, I'm afraid I don't know what she will do to me or how far she's willing to go. So you'll very soon learn her real name, but for now, let's call her Grief. I thought I knew her. I met her when I was very young. The first time I encountered her, it was not direct. It was through my mother. At that time, I was about 8 years old and she was very foreign to me. I didn't know her. I didn't know what she does to people and I didn't know how far she can go. But seeing as I experienced her when I was 8 years old and what I saw at that time, I saw a woman who was resilient, bold and formidable in many different ways. Crumble. She cried for the first time. My mother cried. From a very young age, I've been the kind to be very passive with my emotions. I like to rationalize things because I always have that lingering question. If not, what else? I knew that what today's kids refer to as crash out, I knew if I had or allowed my crash out, then my world will really crash out. Hence, I was rational. I met grief through my mother. She was a strong woman. I say, because she's no more. She was a very strong woman who, to my 8-year-old self then, was a force to be reckoned with. A formidable woman who defied all odds, literally speaking. She defied all odds. And seeing her cry altered my brain chemistry because she was strong. And strong to me meant not tears. Many years and many deaths later, I met grief again. This time, she was a little close. I met grief through myself, or better yet, in myself. A close friend from uni passed away, and I had no idea that she was struggling health-wise to begin with. And I found out through someone else. And I grieved for once. I actually grieved. Don't get me wrong. I had been to very many funerals and had people close to me pass away, but they were not really close to me. They were just close to me, if you get what I mean. I mourned for the first time. I truly did mourn my friend. And I mourned the woman that she had hoped and fought so hard to become, and the girl that she was, and the girl that she denied herself the opportunity to be in preparation for the woman that she was hoping to become. I would like to believe that this is when I actually decided to live, to actually be fully present and just live and be alive. I had never been the kind to really care for life. I had been the kind to just be around until my time was up and live. But seeing as people who actually wanted to live didn't get a chance to do that, I decided to live, at least for my friend, for the life that she had hoped to have and she didn't have. At that time, I wasn't even practicing teaching, a career that I had picked for myself. I was into other things. But I did. I think life changed its course and I decided to teach, to impact lives, because my friend was a teacher by nature. She taught me, even when we were in uni, she taught me different ways, and she taught me, not formally teaching, but informally, and she impacted my life. She probably didn't know that she impacted my life, and that's another mental note that I made to tell the people who impact my life that they impact my life, because I have no idea when grief will visit and who she will snatch next. A few years later, Real grief came knocking. Did it knock? No. She just let herself in. And she let herself into the most private room of my heart. She didn't really give me a chance to prepare myself. I just found her there. I didn't expect her either, but she came. If you've encountered grief, you know when she comes, or when he comes to take. And seeing as he was in the deepest crevices of my heart, he had come to rip out the most important, the most valuable thing I ever possessed. I say the real grief because I believe all I had seen before, all I had ever encountered before, must have been a rehearsal. More like road pavers. Is there anything like a road paver? The ones preparing for the real grief, her real self. She came in person. Like today, I shivered. I really shivered. For those who know me, know that I'm a sucker for cold weather or cool weather. It just makes me feel good to be bundled up. I don't like the hot weather because I sweat and I don't like the feeling of sweating and just being all clammy and everything. But I shivered. It was a very sunny day. I didn't expect to shiver, but I did. When I received the news, the dreaded news from the doctors, I almost felt sorry. No, not almost. I felt sorry for the doctors for having to apologize when they are not the ones who had robbed me. It's grief. She had come, she had taken. It doesn't matter what they were going to do, but she was here to take, and she had already entered. And when she enters, she must live with something. She's selfish and greedy. At that time, I knew it was my duty to be strong. I'm a dreamer, of course, and my love had scolded me countless number of times about dreaming and dreading her departure. But I'm a dreamer at heart, and I had thought about it a time or two and even shed a tear because just the thought of her not being there was I had planned on how I would react when she did leave. But also, I had hoped. There's this saying, I don't know if it's a saying, but there's this analogy that goes around that when you anticipate something or when you want it so bad, it doesn't come. You have to let it go. That's when it comes. So I thought to myself, if I think of her departure, she will not depart because that's the game of life. Boy, was I wrong. I mentioned before that she was very strong, this lady. She was a strong woman. She had gone through so much. She had conquered all that she could conquer. At this time, I was thinking to myself, it was her chance to enjoy life. After all, she had had her fair share of trouble, struggling, trials and tribulations. She had had her fair share of job, if you know what I mean. See, I didn't think it was in her to die. Death was for weak people. That's what I thought at the time. Death was for people like me, who didn't have it in them to live or to want to live or fight through life and the troubles that life sends to us or throws at us. Doesn't send really. I mean, she had endured so much. There's no way that this could be how her life ends, for sure. But it did. That's how her life ended. I was strong. I barely cried the entire mourning period. I did what I had seen her do so many times. I kept busy. I cooked. I planned outfits. I smiled. I held my loved ones, shed a tear or two, just so that I don't look like a psycho. But barely cried, really. I knew that I had to be her because she was no more. I had to be her. Little did I know that so much strength came with so much responsibility. It's an aftermath of being strong, of standing tall and representing and smiling and being there for others. My real morning, I didn't even know I could have it, commenced after she'd long been buried. I saw people laugh and go on with life, and I felt bitter. More like hate, for time. I didn't have hate for the people. I had hate for time. I thought to myself, how doesn't it stop? Can't it see? Can't time see that I can't go on, that I need time, that I lied to myself, that I am not strong, that I am weak after all. I am not strong like she was. But then, deep inside, I asked myself, is this how she felt? Is this how she felt after she had been strong for us? I never got an answer because she was not there to answer my questions, right? I ran to her with every single question. Even now, I get really stressed when I'm trying to cook something and it's not coming out well. I wonder, who can I ask? I am forced to ask God. Funny, at that time, I never needed to ask God, really. I would ask her to ask God for me because she was there for me. She was a strong one and I was weak, but now I had to be strong, and I could see that being strong came with so much responsibility. It meant that you have to bury your emotions, really. People talk about, oh, just let them out, but can you? Life has to go on. The clock is ticking. At some point, people start pointing fingers. When are you going to get over yourself? Are you the only one who has lost? Are you the first one to lose? I mean, grief visits everyone. So why do you think you're special? But see, they had never met her. They had never experienced her. Then came this. Today morning, I told you, grief, she's selfish. She's greedy. She loves taking. She takes until she can no longer take. And even then, she takes you. So that if you have some people, they can become acquainted with her. That's how she makes herself known and feared. Now, I write to her and speak to her. I know she hears. For sure she hears. She was just here this morning. And she took yet again. I hope that she sees that I'm afraid. I surrender, really. I was a fool to think that I could overcome her. Maybe if I fear her and not face her so headstrong, she might have some pity on me and not take those that I have or those that I'm yet to have. I call you grief because I'm afraid that if I call you death, you might get angry at me and eat one more person. As a threat, would it be? For me being shameless enough to address you by your real name? See, I don't even have many people. I think maybe if I have a small circle, you might pass me by. You might look at me and think, oh, she does not have enough. I might as well go to the people who have many. But no, you take from me. You take to the last drop. If you're grieving right now, not just mourning the past, but afraid of the future too. Because like I said, she's going to take regardless. Your fear of the future might be, what if I have people and they're taken from me by her or him? Just know this, you're not crazy for feeling stuck. You're not weak for still crying, for crying out loud. It's almost 3 years later, but I'm crying. And you're not alone trying to outrun something so heavy. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't make sense, for sure. So obviously it doesn't have to make sense. But that's death to me. Scared. Thank you for watching my video. I hope to see you next time. Bye.